far. I mean, Overdrive is good for rotations, but a map like this, I mean, I don't think that's that big of an issue. But, you know, we'll see how it works out. They're obviously playing the game, but now we're obviously in those specialists now.
So interesting to ban the Man of War. I guess when they protected the rapid fire, I'm guessing they saw that Man of War possibly being used. I think that's sort of the perk of choice with that AR. But I think we saw, was the M8, I think was banned, I believe, right? Or was it? I'm trying to remember. I already have really bad memory, but going into the specialist draft, Tempest being used by, I'm going to pronounce these names all wrong, but Jezebel, in the Fariko squad. War Machine out of vision, Jules with the Annihilator, and then Gravity Spike, Psychosis, Tempest, and Annihilator out of the U4X squad.
You are correct. I apologize. My mic was muted. I had to make sure that we were good to go. I'm sorry. We were just rapping during the break, and I was just checking, make sure all the mics were good. But no, we're back in. Like you mentioned, you're calling out some of those specialists. Seeing yet again, Gravity Spikes. I'm not sure if you mentioned that or not, but Gravity Spikes yet again coming back from Sammy. I'm not really sure what the fascination with it is, but we didn't really see too much of it last game due to the dominance that U4X really had in that game. But either way, we'll see how it works out. Tempest as well. And all the games that I've casted, I always see females and also European teams, or just teams not in the NA, decide to go and run that Tempest. And I just haven't seen the hype with it as of yet. We'll see if maybe Jezebel can maybe kind of prove me wrong or explain to me how effective it can be, as we're also going to see Pink grab that one as well. And the Annihilator, chosen for both squads as well, definitely going to be very useful. I think, honestly, the Annihilator is one of those weapon specialists, probably one of the only weapon specialists that can kind of transition from game type to game type and can be useful, you know, in whatever game type you're playing in, whether it's CTF, uplink, hardpoint, search and destroy. It doesn't really matter. Annihilator is always going to be there, and it's always going to be, annihilating, I guess you could say.
And then we saw earlier the band Scythe is going to take that one out for both squads. And Scythe is sort of my favorite specialist to use on Fringe in sort of any game mode. Because of that long range middle map, and you can just set up posts on either truck. So having that ban Scythe sort of changed the specialist around. And I think we also had a ban Overdrive, which is like we said, we weren't really that much of a fan of it. I don't know if that was just a throw out ban. But if you're going to try and affect the specialists in hardpoint, I think maybe the Heat Wave or the something like Heat Wave or a War Machine to affect the actual hardpoint play. I don't think Overdrive will necessarily have an impact here.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. We're obviously hopping into game number one, Foxtrot versus U4X. As we hop into game number one in this best of three series, got to keep that in mind. And obviously, if U4X do walk away with the victory, they will walk away with that spot guaranteed here in this group, this basically European group, I guess you could say. But as far as the rotations go, and as far as basically good side and bad side goes, Grandma's is going to have the more preferred side due to how the rotations are kind of set up, and you're most likely going to go and switch. I might actually going to switch over to U4X, who do have that Grandma side, as you're most likely going to see at least one player, maybe even two, be sent through trains to kind of get that early pinch, and we'll see if Fox is able to kind of combat that one, or how it'll kind of work out for them just overall in general. And it looks like I'm going to be on board with Sparks off the bat, and we're going to see cool players kind of flank around. As I said, two players coming around here for U4X, and one getting ready to go up top barn and catches them on a flank. That's going to be Sammy, picks up one, can't actually finishes up the second, and that's going to be some early time here for the side of U4X, but Foxtrot answering back very quickly.
Seems like the AR of choice of both squads are going to be the XR2 with Rapid Fire, and the VMP being your sub of choice also with Rapid Fire. I think Pink was rocking with the Rapid Fire. Sammy as well, VMP with Rapid Fire. That's going to be an interesting gun to use as well. It's probably got quite a bit of kick. Actually, without Rapid Fire, it has quite a bit of kick. But U4X need to sort of put a little bit more points on the board, as Fariko are currently in a small lead.
You got to keep those rotations in mind as well, as we'll be heading over to Scrapyard in just about 8 more seconds. Some early kills, actually some late kills going down in this hard point. Sammy able to get away for the time being. She's going to find a kill there over inside Bricks, and she's going to go ahead and nail down a couple players, most likely here near Barn. And come on that rotation, going to pick up one near 10 as well, and she's just going on a tear right now on a 4 spree. Can she make it a 5? She does. Fantastic play out of Sammy. She's going to continue her rampage, and finally going to have a couple seconds in the hard point. Her teammate, Pink, thank goodness, is able to rescue her there. And she's also going to have the HDXD cart. Maybe going to put it inside of Bricks, and honestly can just have it sit there for a minute. And she's going to be able to find at least a couple hit markers. And this is going to continue on the U4X spree, as they are just watching every entry point and not allowing any Foxtrot players to even get near this hill currently.
This is sort of interesting plays by Jules. She has been sort of anchoring this back Grandma's area since 40 seconds left in the hill, so some very, very early anchoring coming out of Fariko, as they probably could have used that time to challenge the hill, as U4X have basically had the whole hill to themselves, putting up a nice 40-point differential on the board, but hopefully with the sacrifice time out of Fariko, they're going to have this Grandma's Hill on point.
Absolutely, and I always mention this. Would you rather have a 30-second lead, or would you rather have rotations for the next hill? A lot of teams will say, "Well, I'd rather have that rotation because how well you can set up." And Grandma's is the perfect opportunity for Foxtrot to do their best to make that comeback. Vision going to be watching up front, going to be on board with Mystic, as she's going to be the lady currently sitting inside the hill. Going to be a big contest, and she's going to be able to trade one. Is U4X, and that's going to be a couple players dropping, and Foxtrot just trying to stay alive. There's going to be sparks in the back right now here for U4X, and she's going to be in a very good spot, watching over near that 10 side, and she's going to pick up one. Good shots coming in, but she's going to get immediately spotted by someone over near silos. You have a couple of HCXD cards getting up close and personal, but nothing really going down just yet, as this is just a good hold right now from U4X, as they've kind of taken over that hill and really made it their own.
It's a good thing the players in the hill had that flak jacket. That RCXD probably could have cleared the whole hill, but
Yep.
Mystique, gonna go on board with her, just picked up a 2-piece on the hill to be able to retake control for Fariko. Still, a 50-point differential. Mystique also has the Psychosis ready if she'd like to use on this next Trax hill, and she does activate it while she's gonna be challenging the hill. Players of U4X on the hill, and it is going to be contested, but Mystique is able to find one and is unfortunately taken out by Pink.
Indeed she is, and you can see that flank being watched from Sparks, so she's going to go and get invested with all the action. I believe we see that War Machine coming into a little bit of use, and that's going to be a big play of Sammy. She's going to clear the entire hill. Gravity Spikes coming into perfect use there, and she's going to earn her HCXD car and earn a little bit more time for U4X, and she's trying to clear out those spawns. Got to keep in mind those rotations, getting ready to come in yet again toward middle. But either way, the HCXD car is coming out, and she's going to try to maybe even fly her way over there to a spot and maybe find a couple players around, maybe take them out early on, and she's going to be behind one, able to maybe take him out, but now teammate's going to go and do that one for her. In those last 8 seconds, it looks like it's going to be Foxtrot. You're going to grab those last couple seconds of scrap time, which are definitely going to be needed as we see Mystic on the flank.
Thank you, U4X, were really confused on that Trax hill. They had Jules in this sort of back Grandma's anchor, and then they had the other players from U4X, or no, sorry, the other players from Fariko push on the other side of Trax. So U4X were sitting in the middle of the hill just looking back and forth, and then unfortunately got taken out. So it was sort of an interesting plays by Fariko to take over that hill, but they are down by quite a bit of points as it's the next rotation of hills back to middle.
It is indeed. This is going to be a very scrappy hill as well. We did see a very good showing from U4X off the start, got a lot of early time, and those rotations in the scrapyard were absolutely deadly, which kind of has left Foxtrot in the current position that they're sitting in now. However, going to be on board with Pink as she's trying to stay alive in the hill. We saw her make some really good plays in that last series, and she's looking to do more of the same, and she just turns on one player. However, she does get blown up by that nice HCXD card from Mystic. This is just kind of hard plays right now from from Fox. They're just trying to make their way forward, trying to get any kills possible and be on those rotations. And I'm going to be on board with Vision. She needs to win this kill. Vesper in hand. Can she do anything with it? No, she's going to be shut down. And yet again, U4X set up for this hill as they've already remained in a lot of control. And they also have that 100-point lead coming into effect now as well.
Yeah, 100-point lead. Indeed, as Sparks is going to be handling the XR2, also has the Annihilator ready, and there's some Psychosis work going on as Fariko were able to sort of get a little bit more control of the hill and actually completely slay out U4X. Now U4X spawning on this back truck area, and are you going to flood the hill altogether? And a Tempest, this is going to come out of Jezebel? I'm going to ruin her name all over again, but 6 and 22, Jezebel, your name. You're going to have to step up for the squad.
You are going to have to, indeed. She's going to go and throw out some of those pre-nades, none of them connecting as of yet, but she's going to have to hold this one down. Kuda in hand with a red dot, and she's going to make it work, so good plays there out of her. She's going to be on that rotation as she's ready to set up for that Grandma. Still big kill coming in, and she's going to take that player out as well, and this is a good spot here currently for Foxtrot as they're going to be on an attempt to maybe bring this one back, and they are down by over 100 points. Can they bring this one back? And this is obviously, like I said, the perfect hill to do so. Got to keep those rotations in mind and really have players set up, watching the flank, maybe one in the back near silos, and obviously watching 10 as well.
We got your anchor here, Jules, sitting back here with the HVK, but these players of Fariko are going to be pushing sort of the front of Grandma's on board here with Pink, who just picked up a kill on a hill player of Foxtrot. She's going to be pushing into the hill, setting up some pre-fire shots, able to take out that player, but is actually going to get team killed by Chloe.
And Vision actually for Foxtrot right now is actually gonna have that War Machine, but she doesn't use it effectively at all. She needed to be actually inside of the hill to use it. She's gonna kind of waste that one as U4X are treading on 200 and to 104, and that's a 100-point lead coming into effect yet again. So what was a really good play to Foxtrot setting up has now led to their demise. It's going to be Mystic challenging these last couple seconds, and honestly, it wasn't really worth it, to be honest, as they could have easily watched that one through and through. But either way, U4X currently set up that HDXD car coming into play as well. And it's going to be Sparks hanging in the back with the XR2, trying to maybe provide her teammate with a little bit of cover fire, but Bulldog Sammy using that gravity spike yet again. I believe she's found 5 kills in the 2 times she's used it up to this point.
And she's used it on the same hill as well, so great use of that by her. And she's also earned herself a Hellstorm if she'd like to use it. I'm guessing possibly on the middle of the map or at any time as it's reaching that 240 to 106 mark. U4X are going to be possibly walking away with this in the next 10 seconds. But what do you think Foxtrot have done to not be able to keep control in this hard point?
I mean, honestly, the rotations were pretty good. I mean, they had some good moments here and there, but I saw a lot of contests where they would kind of enter in when there was only maybe 4 or 5 seconds left. I mean, the contests that they were making just really weren't necessary, I guess you could say, and it was all due to the slang. And like I said, in Black Ops 3, it's that thing of the rich get richer, meaning that they start off really well. They also have those specialists. They have those score streaks to use for the latter parts of the game, which we obviously saw come into use. The specialists were absolutely enforced when it came to Sammy using hers. We saw some really good plays, I believe, of that Scythe coming into play and also that Psychosis. So, not the Scythe. I believe the Scythe was banned. Excuse me, the Psychosis being used. So, honestly, I mean, it was just an all-around slang party, I guess you could say, for the U4X side, but similar things to that first series as we're going to see Foxtrot lose this one